Alright, so this is the new edition. Well, it's actually an old edition, but we kind of dressed it up. So this is our greenhouse. Essentially what I did is I got tired of constantly dressing up this thing and wrapping pipes during the winter. So we put up one of these really cheap greenhouses around it, which actually allowed us to do supplemental lighting up in here, as well as bring in some of the nicer plants. And some of these lightings, like this little bad boy, allows us to grow some really good veggies. I'm kind of laughing because it makes it look a little bit bigger than what it is. With the aquaponics system, it sits pretty much perfect in this greenhouse. But I want to go over this somewhat. The way the aquaponics system works is fish make waste, and I got my fish in this tank right here, and they're going to make two forms of waste. They make a solid and a liquid waste. Now from this tank, it flows into this pipe going down into this solid separator, and all this is a kitty litter bucket within a big barrel. The water flow comes down and then loops around, coming out this pipe right here. This pipe then goes down, and we have a split where part of it feeds into the media bed and the other part goes underground, and it comes up right there. And then that feeds into basically this tank right here. I don't really want to call it like a deep water culture. We use the mint to more or less catch fine solids. It works really well. We just have to clean the bed out on occasion. And then it goes into this, and this is just a regular flow through bed. And then it goes right back down into this pipe to where it then goes underground again. There's a good picture of it. Follows that, and then it comes up right here and drops into my sump right there. Now from the sump, which is the lowest point in the system that has the pump right there, it goes into three different areas. There's a split valve that takes 1/3 of the water back to the fish tank. 1/3 of the water then goes into this media bed, and then 1/3 of the water goes to the NFT system. We've been running it this way for a couple of years now. The media beds have to be cleaned out on occasion, but for our purposes, this works really well. Right now we have tons of kale planted out, as well as some lettuces. We'll probably be moving some of the kale out and putting more lettuces in, because right now this in the garage is our primary lettuce production. Kale seems to do really well, especially in the winter. And then over here, primary crops that we're doing, I always keep mint in it because mint keeps some of the bugs out, as well as just does such a good job of that filtration down in there. And then one of the other ones that we do or try to keep going in it is wintercress. I do got some duckweed growing in. Every time it gets out of hand, I just throw some water on it, it pushes it off. And I'll give you an example of how that works. Just kind of separate it out like that, and that little bit of duckweed will go through and cover that bottom, but that duckweed I just put in that system, you can see it kind of floating off in there. Those fish love it, and they will eat it right on up, and they kind of keep it at bay for us. I got a lot of babies in the sump tank, and then we got the adults in this bigger tank. We got some babies in it too, but it's primarily our adult fish. And then that's it. That's essentially how it works in a nutshell. It's not overly complicated, just a couple of tools and taking the time to get it turning out right.